George Floyd. George Floyd, another senseless killing by the hands of law enforcement abusing their power. This is a repeat, and I think this time people had enough. Like we said enough is enough before, but now we tired of saying that and people taking action. So I mean, with the action they're taking, there's a divide in the methods.
Right.
So I mean, and what's your like when you saw it happening, James? Like what was like your initial reaction? Do you think the methods that are taking place to get the message out is the methods necessary, or can we go back to the kumbayas? Like how do you feel?
That's the thing. Like going with the kumbayas, I just felt like, you know, we as Black people have always been people that want to forgive. We forgive, and that has been consistent throughout all of these events that have occurred with these tragedies. Now, the thing about that, we watched this Mr. George Floyd pass on film, on camera, not because an officer was scared, but this was a senseless killing. And I think now it comes to the point where this is now anger. This is constantly happening while people are watching, while people are actually sitting right there. And, you know, we thought a protection was to record. You know, that was our first reaction was we recorded, these people will get locked up for the brutality that is occurring to these people. Still, nothing was happening. You know, we forgive and say, oh my God, these people did this. This time, I think the Black community, not even just the Black community, but everybody is just upset. It's an uproar. And I think now, you know, we go into the looting, we go into the riots. We're now protesting. We still peacefully protesting, but you got some people out here wilding out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it all comes, and just like history repeats itself. So we've seen a lot of this in the past where, you know, the riots occur, but there's some change that comes from those riots. There's some change that comes from the looting. And now, when you pick out your whole culture, especially, bro, y'all ever thought about this though? Y'all ever thought about how right now, you know, we going through the George Floyd situation, we're going through the Ahmaud situation, we got a pandemic on our hands for Corona.
Breonna Taylor.
There's actually the Black culture, which is music, which is art, which is just any entertainment, you know, in general, things that white people spend their dollars on constantly is now being taken away. So the fuel from all of this is coming from those things as well. So it's not just about this incident, but it's all of these things. This whole, how do you say this? I don't even know. But just every
debacle.
Right.
I mean,
that's the only way to put it.
And to piggyback on what I'm gonna let you finish, I just want to say too, I feel like another reason there's such an outcry and you can't ignore it and people feel like people have to say something is because there's literally nothing else for you to do. Like everybody's at home, everybody is seeing what everybody else is posting and putting. So it's like, if you don't know what's happening or if you don't have an opinion, it's either A, because you don't want to, or B, because you agree that things should stay how they are.
Ooh,
like, and it's.
So hold on, James. But just to kind of go over what Josh has said, like I hear that, but I saw like one of my friends posted to his white followers like, hey, some of y'all are quiet. Let's talk real quick. So is there something you need, like more information you need to choose? So because we need you to choose a side. And most of the people who responded said that they didn't say anything or they aren't saying anything because they don't know what to say.
That's fair. That is fair. I don't want you to get online and just start talking out the side of your neck. Like that doesn't help. But what I will say is you don't have to say anything on social media for you to care.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to say anything on social media for you to correct or have a conversation with somebody in your life who is saying or doing the wrong thing. And that's what I mean by like not having an opinion. Like, I don't care if you post something on social media. That's the internet.
Right.
Like, it's not gonna make a difference one way or the another if you put up a black screen on your Instagram, unless that black screen is followed by action. So I would much rather you show me nothing and act on your convictions than just like whatever, you know, like.
Right.
Hey man, but what was it? Zardine Hurst? She said if you don't speak out, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. And so sometimes we do need those words to accompany their actions, because you can be acting all you want, but we still see you as a moderate. And something that Malcolm X talked about was the wolf and the fox, and in relation to, for him, the Republican Party or the conservatives versus Democrats. You got the wolf. When he shows you his teeth, he's being quite certain and quite frank with you that these teeth can kill you, or they will kill you. Those are my intentions. When the fox shows you his teeth, or when the moderates show you their teeth, it's disguised as a smile. And so it looks like it's approachable. It looks like it fits. It looks like it's there, but at the same time, that thing hurts you too. So sometimes we do need that disarmament of them saying it along with the actions to keep the genuineness of it.
And that's where I want to go to too. So it was a post that I saw, and it was this little white girl who was probably a teenager. I'm not sure. I don't know if y'all saw it, but basically she's talking to her parents, and her parents are disagreeing with all that's happening. Like her father was like, I work in the ghetto. Them people want to be like,
talking about Haley.
Yeah. Shout out to Haley, man, because she's a real one. But Haley basically is what a lot of white people should do, which is, if you have these people in your homes, you know, you being raised by these people, or, because that's a whole nother thing, like just how white people are raised sometimes, just how black people are raised, you know, it starts at the home. The thing is, Haley took that time to actually learn, to actually take the time out to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And her approach was like, Dad, Mom, this is messed up. What's going on to these people? These people were oppressed. These people don't have the same privilege that we have. And they weren't seeing it. They went and said, we are tired. But do you ever think about how tired black people are? That's the only thing. And Haley, I just love, bro, that was the best video I've seen in a long time. Like, I was actually happy for that. But if we get people like that constantly, who are genuinely here for equality, I ain't even gonna say equality, because I just feel like that ain't even gonna happen. Somebody always gotta be
superior.
Yeah, somebody gotta
proletarian class.
But I just want it to at least be on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I don't know.
Bro, and it's to say, I want to address something else you said, but I was watching a documentary, and James Baldwin, y'all know what that is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he said the black man doesn't necessarily hate the white man, he just wants him to get out of his way. And I feel like that's what you are trying to articulate, James, is like, we don't even necessarily believe it's gonna be equal. We just want y'all to stop us from doing our best and like trying to keep us down. Like, that's literally all we want. Like, we'll handle the rest. Just move.
That's
so
it.
Just
all that to say.
But we have historic examples of when they move. We got Tulsa.
No. I don't mean physically move. I mean like.
No. I'm saying no. When they move, we able to thrive. But then they come back and they kill it.
Yeah, that's the system. That's still the system, man. Because the system allowed them to get away with that. Like, if it was real accountability, nobody in their right mind gonna risk their life to go burn down my house when they got their own house and their own family to take care of. That's stupid.
Part of this too is psychological wage. It's because of my skin, I should be better than this person in general. So why do they have more than me? Like during the Civil War, you had a bunch of poor white people fighting the Civil War against their own interests because they were fighting for their skin. Like if you think about it, slavery is free farm labor. Is free farm labor. It's free agricultural labor. It's free textile labor. You have these poor whites who are getting paid pennies to work the farm. If slavery is ended, black people will be getting paid those pennies to work the farm, and now you can compete for those pennies. If slavery is still going, these black people are still working for free, and you're trying to get your pennies to get there. So you're fighting against yourself for the sake of your skin, and for the sake of heritage, and for the sake of the psychological thought of, oh no, I must be better because we as a whole are better. So our race makes us better. And so you what did they say? You cut your nose to spite your face. And so the people that would be enacting it, the people that hold that much hate, aren't the ones that have the economic power. The system is already set up to keep it that way. But what a lot of people don't realize is the system is oppressing us at the same rate it's oppressing poor whites. It's just
the skin color.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that, because every time I hear this perspective, it reminds me of Martin Luther King and how it amazes me that nobody talks about that part of his belief. It's not necessarily I want black people to have all this stuff. It's I want the marginalized, the oppressed, the people that are in poverty to have more and do better. And that is what they don't want. Because if you think about it, there are so many more people in that category than there are in the I got money that I wipe my butt with category. You know what I'm saying? And if all of us came together, it was like, man, they doing us wrong. Like, we working for these people and we can't even do what we want with our life.
Right.
Like, it would be a wrap.
Hey, real quick, man, money don't make good tissue, bro. It's not comfortable. But keep going.
Well, if you could tell me that means you need to let me hold something. Cause you got more money than me. If you sitting there playing around with money like that,
I'm just saying, like,
that ain't cheap, bro.
Just the way it crumbles, it don't look like it's soft.
How do you know, Fred?
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, because the way it crumbles in your hand, it don't look like it's soft.
First he had a
bidet.
Right. I was about to say, he already throwing his money in our face. Now he talking about he wipe his butt with money, bro. Get out of here. You ain't even on our team. You ain't on our side.
First of all, I know they out of toilet paper, but you had to go to the ATM. We do not carry money anymore, bro.
All on card, bro. Bro, but let me read this to y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. This comes from Banksy, who's like, y'all ever heard of Banksy? He got like, nobody can say if he's an artist. He's from like France, Italy, whatever.
But anyway, what is that?
I'll put his ad. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
ANKSY. All right, so it says, at first I thought I should just shut up and listen to black people about this issue. But why would I do that? It's not their problem, it's mine. People of color are being failed by the system, the white system, like a broken pipe flooding the apartment of the people living downstairs. This faulty system is making their life a misery, but it's not their job to fix it. They can't. No one will let them in the apartment upstairs. This is a white problem, and if white people don't fix it, someone will have to come upstairs and kick in the door. And I was like, well, like he said it brutally honest.
You know what? Stokely Carmichael said something, and it always stuck with me.
And y'all boy, y'all quote bag tonight, man.
It is, bro.
Cause we've been saying the same thing for how long, bro?
And it goes. Listen, it goes along with what you just said, James. You said white people got to get up there and actually stand up for black people, right? Mm-hmm. So Stokely Carmichael said this: "White people, we appreciate you." I'm kind of paraphrasing. We appreciate you for coming down and trying to help us organize. But if you organize in your own communities, then we won't have to.
Mm-hmm.
A racist is a person who believes that their race is superior over another.
Yep.
Oh,
Right?
but key point, they have to have the power to enact that racism.
Exactly. But if a white person does not have that power to enact it, they're just basically they grandfathered in because of their skin color, right?
Nah, they throwing temper tantrums. What little homie say? You a little boy. I kiss you on your forehead. You a little boy.
Where that from?
I can't remember, but I remember I heard it.
I don't know.
Takashi.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh,
I shouldn't quote.
why we? Hey,
My bad.
Shouldn't quote Takashi.
oh God.
100% cut this out.
Hey,
I'm
cut
sorry.
this. I'm about to say, come on, bro. You go from Stokely Carmichael to freaking to man.
My bad, man.
Heck?
Hey, I should have said squeak. My bad.
But what I was saying was, are those racist then?
I would say, as far as
Economic.
because I've looked it up in the Webster's dictionary. Now I know you need to have the power to enact that racism, but that part ain't in there. In Webster, it's just about you feeling like yours is better than somebody else's. I will say, even if they do not have like they may not be the police officer putting their knee in your neck.
Yeah.
But guess what? They can be the Karen on the phone calling the police officer to do it. You know what I'm saying? They still got the advantage, bro. They may not have. It's like Big Brother. Like you might be able to beat me up. I might be on your same level, but guess what? My big brother will come down here and handle you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the connection they have as far as privilege.
Oh no, not that's the word I was looking for. They still have the privilege.
Man,
Yeah, like they know at the end of the day, if I'm white and it's a black person, guess what? The white person who's coming to help me gonna take my side.
Yeah,
right.
And at the end of the day, if you think about it, that's true for black people too, because they know we got to look out for each other. Like we know that the other people are not gonna look out for us like we look out for us because we know what we go through. Now we do it for a different reason. We do it for safety. We do it because we know that if we don't, it can end very, very badly for us.
Right.
It goes back to, like I was telling another group of people, I feel like and granted, let me preface this. I respect so many police officers. Like there are a ton of police officers who are out there doing the right thing at the right time for the right people, trying to make a difference. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like, because I worked in public service myself as a teacher, right? And James can attest to this. Yep. I can relate to certain situations because as a teacher, you don't know what you're walking into the classroom that morning. Like you don't know what that kid's been through. Yeah, you might have had them before, but like there's stuff buried into them kids way before they get in your room. And you got to be able to keep your composure. You got to be able to handle situations, and you can't put your hands on them. Like, so I understand the pressure. I get it. But for a police officer to get their feelings hurt, like for example, if I ask you why are you stopping me or am I being detained? Like if you take that as a challenge and you feel like the need to show the power you have and stuff like that, that's a problem, man. Because no other job can do that. Like I can't just, like if I run up on a kid who I thought was like picking on another kid and they really weren't, they were both just like playing around, I can't get mad and be like, oh, all right, and then go get him expelled. Like you can't do that kind of stuff. So right. I don't understand. What's up?
You just said something. Everything running across my mind, every interaction I had with the police. A time where I can recount was when we were leaving midnight breakfast in Liberty at CofC. And we all just walked out. Fred, James, y'all was with me.
I was there. No, and that's one of the, yeah, y'all was with me. We walked out and we just stopped at the sidewalk and that cop rolled past. And somebody jokingly said, hey, it's black, we out at night, they're gonna arrest us. And that cop got his feelings hurt, Josh.
backed up, bruh, came out just like, all right, who said that? Who said that? We, you know what I'm saying? He was just like going off, flexing on us a little bit, making us leave. You know what I'm saying? Got his hand on this holster and everything. So that pissed Fred off that night. Fred, I remember you looking at the car number, trying to get his badge number. I remember that night. Nah, that's
you can't be that prideful, man. And granted, I would say, did y'all have to say that? No, but we as humans don't have to do 99.9% of the things we do.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to do anything. So for you to get your feelings hurt like that,
and assert your authority, and you don't have authority in that. Your job is to protect and serve.
And that wasn't his job.
No,
we were on campus. We were on campus. We respond to public safety. Yeah. Public safety builds relationships with us.
I feel like we need to consider, number one, why we have police in the first place, and number two, what their jobs are. So I feel like it's very hard to reconstruct an entire, like, I'm a teacher, right? If I'm a teacher and teachers were created to do a certain thing, from day one, what have we been doing? Teaching people things, math, science, social studies, whatever, right? It looks different. But from day one, we had a purpose.
Yeah.
Day one, the purpose of the police was to get black people. Was to collect them.
Yeah.
It was created as a response to freedmen in America.
Yeah.
So, do they look different now? Yes. But what was their purpose? So I don't feel like it's wise for any of us to think like, hey, it's supposed to be anything other than it was.
Yeah.
This is what they were created to do.
Hey.
Like there's history books that were written in 18 whatever that doctors still study. You know why? Because they're still doing the same procedures in some places. Mm-hmm. So why do we think that the police have changed so much? Number two, I don't feel like that's their fault. I feel like we call the police over everything, which is stupid, which is dumb. If somebody is bothering you, if somebody is telling you to put your dog on a leash, why are you gonna call the police? I would be pissed off if I had to come over there and deal with your brother not sharing his bike with you. Like, that's the kind of stuff people call the police.
That's like my turn to ride the bike.
No, but I'm saying, like, it sounds silly, but that's the kind of stuff the police are dealing with on top of actual crimes and actual criminals. And you expect somebody, it's like asking a football player to calm down. Like, you hype these dudes up on the field, you teach them to be aggressive, and then you want to wonder why, when they get off the field, they are aggressive and they are hyped. You can't turn it off. So why would you send the same person who was supposed to go do a car chase to my house because my door is left open for a wellness check? That don't make sense. They're already going to be on edge. So why don't we create some different departments that just do different things? Like, you have your cops over here that handle all this high intent stuff with great training, and they get training for years and they know how to handle guns. And then you got like some cops for the people that just do domestic random stuff, like go check on people that can't share their bikes.